Ayan, okay. So yeah, once again, good evening everyone. No, and for today we're going to proceed to our next topic for discussion, which is the module 4, no? So previously, nung sa mga naunang lectures natin, no, after giving you the overview or after discussing with you the concept, no, of the different behaviors and traits and the different factors of being an entrepreneur, no? But of course, knowing the different behavioral factors will not be enough if you don't have something no, that you can offer or something that you can provide in the marketplace industry through the business ideas or through the business concepts that you can offer. No? But before an entrepreneur no, can bring an idea to life, ang pinakaunang crucial step no, na kailangan mo nang mangyari or kailangan mo nang magawa no ng isang entrepreneur is yung tinatawag natin na identifying or recognizing the right opportunity, no? And this brings us no to our next topic for discussion, which is the opportunity recognition and business idea development, no? So from the word itself, no, I'm sure it's self-explanatory, no? Na kapag sinabi nating opportunity recognition, it is a process, no, na kung saan we are recognizing and we are, evaluating potential business ideas, no, that also have the potential to succeed in the market or nakikita nating may potential that can bring us to success, no? So bakit nga ba importante itong tinatawag natin na opportunity recognition na ito, no? So if we are going to think about the different successful tech startups, no? For example, we have the Grab, no? We have the Canva, no? We have the Paymaya, no? So itong mga startup businesses na to, although they are all startups or techno business ideas or techno business concepts, no? Itong mga examples na na-mention ko like Grab, Canva, Paymaya, or GCash, no? Nag-emerge sila in the business industry because their founders or their creators, meron silang nakitang opportunity, no? Whether it was improving transportation through Grab or making graphic design more accessible through Canva or enhancing digital financial services, no? So the creators of this app, um they were able to identify gaps. They were able to identify or nagkaroon sila ng opportunity to understood yung tinatawag natin na customer pain point. Okay? Kapag sinabi natin customer pain points, it is a corporate jargon term, no, na ibig sabihin there are specific problems or there are specific frustrations or challenges, no? So yung tawag natin doon once again is pain points, no? And from that gaps na nakita nila nung mga creators ng Canva, creators ng Grab, ng Paymaya or ng GCash, no, from that pain points na na-identify nila, they were able to develop tech solutions, no, that gives rise to their success today, no? So if you want to be successful in entrepreneurship, no, this ability to recognize opportunities is isa sa mga abilities na dapat meron ng isang entrepreneur. No, kasi hindi sapat na magaling ka lang sa ideas, hindi sapat na magaling ka lang sa marketing or sa finance. Dapat marunong ka ring makakita no ng mga business opportunities. Okay? So once again, kapag sinabi nating opportunity recognition, no, this is the ability for an entrepreneur no to identify and to recognize and to act on potential business opportunities na lumalabas no because of the changes sa paligid natin, no, because of the changes sa environment, because of the changes sa market, no, even sa technology lalong-lalo na, no, at kahit sa changes no sa needs ng society. No, ibig sabihin because of those different changes na nangyayari sa atin, no, maraming mga opportunities, maraming chance for us to discover new opportunities, no? Pero hindi lahat ng tao mapapansin 'yon, no? Hindi lahat ng tao they were able to find opportunities in those changes. And that what set entrepreneurs apart from businessmen, no? So itong identifying or recognizing opportunities na ito, once again, this is a crucial step in entrepreneurship. no? Kasi ito yung nag-enable sa entrepreneurs in order for them to develop innovative solutions that should address real world problems, no? And in identifying or recognizing opportunities, meron tayong mga key questions that we should consider. Okay? So, to effectively spot opportunities, now we need to consider the following questions. Okay? The first question is, what problems exist in my environment that needs a solution? No? So basically, this is the question or this is an elaboration dun sa mababasa nyo sa module under the observation of market and environmental changes. No? So, the foundation of identifying opportunities lies in recognizing kung ano yung mga existing problems around us or kung ano yung mga existing problems that we personally experience that needs solutions, no? And these problems can come from different sources. Okay? So itong mga problema na mini-mention natin, it may arise from unang-una yung dinidescribe natin na inefficiencies, no? Inefficiencies in business operations. Okay? Kapag sinabi nating inefficiencies, meaning, baka may mga existing processes na, pero kailangan pa ng improvements or enhancements or upgrades. Okay? Kumbaga may mga existing solutions na, kaya lang hindi pa siya smooth. No, hindi pa siya optimized or kulang pa sa improvements or may something na kulang pa kumbaga, no? So aside from inefficiencies, business opportunities may also arise from challenges that we face, or it can be from societal issues na kailangan ng interventions, nor it can be from everyday frustrations no, that people simply accepted but actually kailangan pa ng solutions. No? So basically, one important skill na dapat meron ng isang entrepreneur, no? Or sabihin na nating technopreneur kasi ang focus ng discussion natin is more on the use of the technological advancement kasi mas may opportunities doon, no? Um the one important skill no na dapat meron ng isang entrepreneur is that you must be observant, no? And you must be proactive in identifying yung tinatawag natin na pain points. No, hindi pwedeng wala lang, ganun talaga, 'no? Sanay na kami kaya okay na 'yan, 'no? Because entrepreneurs don't accept problems as normal, na parang normal na dahil nakasanayan na, babalewalain na lang natin, 'no? So, for entrepreneurs, hindi nila tinatanggap na yung existing na meron or kung ano yung meron na na tatanggapin na lang nila 'yon, 'no? But entrepreneurs, nakikita nila yung mga problems na yon as potential opportunities, that there's business concept hidden behind that problems. No, for example, yung traffic congestion. No, alam naman nating lahat no na yung traffic is a major problem worldwide. No, lalo na dito sa Pilipinas, sa Metro Manila, no? But instead of just complaining about it, some people look at it differently, no? So, yung example na tech startup like Angkas. No, Angkas, they were able to recognize that yung heavy traffic, it creates na hindi lang siya problema kasi para sa ibang tao yung traffic, it's a problem. Okay, but the creators of Angkas, no, hindi nila nakita na problem yung traffic. No, they saw traffic as someone that will create a need for faster transportation or nakita nila yun na yung traffic, it's an opportunity for more flexible commuting options, no? Or nakita nila that traffic is a reliable or because of the traffic, they see that there's an opportunity for a more reliable alternative, no, to traditional taxi or traditional na commuting transportation means natin, no? Kaya sila gumawa ng motorcycle ride hailing service. No, because motorcycles can navigate traffic easier, mas mabilis, mas efficient, no? Um, ang ginagamit nating examples dito sa discussions natin is ano no, yung mga more on tech related, no? Hindi kumbaga parang kasi yun yung ano using the tech related concepts, yun yung mas may opportunities for doing businesses, no? Hindi tayo magi-example ng ano, hindi tayo magi-example ng Di ko maalala kung ano yung mga products ninyo. Magbabanggit sana. But anyways, hindi tayo magbe-mention ng mga foods dito, no? Yun. So, another example, sabihin na natin yung Grab, no? Ganun din yung Grab. No, the inefficiency and inconsistency of traditional na taxi services tulad ng for example long waiting time or minsan unfair yung ano no unfair yung paniningil ng pamasahe or kasi minsan may mga taxi driver na hindi sumusunod sa metro, may mga taxi driver naman na kapag alam nilang yung pasahero ay hindi familiar sa lugar, dinadaan nila sa mas malayo para mas mahal yung bayad. No, and that problem creates an opportunity for Grab for them to develop a more transparent, for them to develop an app-based system. No, that's why Grab succeeded because it solved a very real pain point no na na-experience ng mga commuters, no? So, the main purpose of this question, what problems exist that need solutions, is to find issues where your solution can create significant value for customers. No, whether in convenience or efficiency or quality of life, no? So yung mga examples na nabanggit ko kanina, no, like Angkas or Grab, when it comes to solving the problem of traffic issues, no, lahat yan nagsimula sa observation. No, that's why ito yung unang step sa opportunity recognition. No, observation of market and environmental changes. No, and as entrepreneurs, no, kailangan maging observant tayo sa mga changes na nangyayari sa paligid natin. No, maging observant tayo sa nangyayari sa market, no, sa behavior ng consumers, no, sa economic conditions, no, in lalong-lalo na sa technological advancements and even sa tinatawag natin na societal and cultural changes, no? And pag sinabi nating observation, hindi lang basta tingin, no? Hindi lang sa tinitingnan natin. We observe critically. No, meaning pag sinabi natin critically, we try to understand not just what is happening, but why it is happening and what it could lead to, no? So, for example, pag sinabi nating shift to consumer behavior, baka kasi mamaya mas gusto na ng tao ngayon or hindi pala baka, talagang nowadays mas gusto na ng tao ngayon yung convenience. No, kaya sumikat din yung mga food delivery, no, yung mga online shopping, even cashless payments. No, because yung mga consumer ngayon, mga customers ngayon, we prefer uh to convenience and yun yung dinidescribe natin na shift to consumer behavior. Okay? Pangalawa, changes in technology, no? Kasi lalo na ngayon dumadami yung mga smartphone users na nagbo-boom ngayon yung mga different mobile apps, mga online services and digital platforms. No, pangatlo, meron tayong change in economic conditions. No, pag sinabi nating changes in economic conditions, tumataas yung inflation. So, pag tumataas ang inflation, it will be an opportunity for budget-friendly products. No, it's an opportunity for cost-saving services or it's an opportunity for second-hand marketplaces. No? Then meron din tayong environmental challenges. No? From plastic na bans, no, it's an opportunity for eco-friendly packaging or yung mga reusable alternatives. No, so because of those changes, no, it gives an opportunity for entrepreneurs for them to come up with new products or with new services that we can offer. No, and as an entrepreneurs, no, we must constantly ask parang every time na may na-observe tayong mga changes, every time na may na-observe tayong mga problems, kumbaga parang dapat yung mindset natin, we constantly ask na dahil may nagbabago, ano kaya yung opportunity dito, no? This is why no being observant is not just a soft skill, no? Pagiging observant, it is an essential entrepreneurial mindset. No, kapag matalas yung observation mo, no, mas mabilis mong makikita yung mga problems and needs na hindi pa napapansin ng ibang tao. And once you can see those gaps, mas madali mong makakonvert yon into a business opportunity. And if you're not observant, kung hindi ka observant, basically, you won't notice na mayroong mga problems. And if you cannot notice the problems, you won't see no, the opportunities na meron doon. No? And in entrepreneurship, it's very important, it's very crucial kasi doon nanggagaling no yung mga bagong ano doon nanggagaling yung mga bagong products or yung mga bagong services that entrepreneurs can offer. Okay? So After this first question, the second question that we can also consider in identifying an opportunity is asking this question. Are there unmet needs that people are willing to pay for? Okay? So kung kanina, kung yung pinag-uusapan natin sa unang question is yung mga problems around us, no? Pero beyond identifying problems, it is also important for us to, or it's also essential, no, for us to check or for us to identify if merong mga unmet needs in the market that consumers are willing to pay for, no? Which is kapag sinabi nating unmet needs or yung unmet needs nag-i-exist yan kapag, for example, merong current solutions, but that current solutions fail to satisfy the customer expectations, no? Or kapag may mga demands na hindi na nabibigyan ng solutions, or pwede ring merong gusto ang customer pero wala lang nag-o-offer. No, yun yung mga unmet needs na dinidescribe natin. No? For example, kunwari, the rise of food delivery, no? Like Food Panda, no? Food Panda na kung saan kasi 'di ba before nung wala pang Food Panda, yung mga traditional na mga restaurants, although they are providing dine-in what do you call it? Dine-in experience, no? Or may mga restaurants na meron sila mga kanya-kanyang delivery services, pero yung demand for convenient meal options, yun yung isa sa mga masasabi nating mga unmet needs, no? Bago nagkaroon ng Food Panda, and because of that unmet needs, it gives Food Panda an opportunity, no, for Food Panda to create an application or to create a platform that connects restaurants with customers who prefer eating at home. No, and because of that unmet demand, now Food Panda were able to successfully tap or meet this unmet demand for, or that makes Food Panda a success. No, kasi because people nowadays are willing to pay for convenience katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, no? And because of the true Food Panda, marami yung kung ano man yung cravings natin, makikita natin because there are a lot of options. Na hindi katulad before na kung sino lang yung mga restaurant na may mga food deliveries, doon ka lang pwedeng mag-order sa kanila, no? And that's one of the unmet needs. And because of that unmet needs, it gives an opportunity for Food Panda for them to, no, to exist, no, as a business, no? So yung mga entrepreneurs or yung mga existing businesses that want to offer additional opportunities, no, usually nagko-conduct sila ng mga tinatawag natin na market research for them to understand what consumers or kung ano yung gusto pa ng consumers na na hindi pa napo-provide basically, no, or what consumers need but currently lacking, no? So sa pamamagitan ng pag-analyze ng mga tinatawag natin na customer behaviors or customer preferences and even customer pain points, businesses can design solutions that people are not only interested in but also willing to pay for para siguradong it's profitable, no? And in doing business, importante na masasagot tong question na to. Baka kasi mamaya mag-o-offer ka ng isang product pero hindi mo sigurado kung may bibili ba or willing bumili yung customer mo for that product. Then basically it will be a loss for you, no? For example, kunwari magbebenta kayo ng magbebenta kayo ng cake. Papaano kung for example yung karamihan pala ng target market ninyo sa pagbebenta ng cake lahat pala may diabetes. Siyempre, hindi sila bibili, no? They are not willing to pay for that. Or for example, mag-offer kayo ng product pero yung product na yun medyo mahal. Hindi siya parang hindi willing yung tao na mag-sacrifice ng ng that certain amount of money for that product. It will be a loss for you, no? Pero yun na nga, baka kasi matanong yung, sir, papaano naman po yung mga branded products na na ang mahal ng presyo nila, pero there are still customers that are willing to pay for. For example, yung mga iPhone, ano nga yung bagong labas, iPhone 17 Pro Max. Alam natin kung gaano siya kamahal, pero maraming tao ang pumipila para makabili pa rin nun because before they were able to launch that product, they already conducted market research. They already conducted surveys in order for them to identify if the customers are willing to pay for that product kahit mahal pa, kahit mahal siya. No, so ganun ka-importante itong question na to. No, are there unmet needs that people are willing to pay for? No? Kasi syempre, consumers, nagbabago-bago tayo ng preferences, and with that changing preferences, kailangan ano pa rin siya, ma-check pa rin natin if that customers are also willing to pay for that. No, kasi kung yung mga customers hindi naman magbabayad ng ganong presyo kung for example hindi talaga nila kailangan, kung hindi talaga nila need, no? Kasi we have to also consider that uh people pay for solutions only if the need is strong enough. No, kaya hindi sapat na may idea ka. No, kailangan malaman mo kung gusto ba talaga ng tao 'yan. At mas importante na natanong is handa ba silang gumastos para dun sa product na i-offer mo, no? And itong idea na ito, no, ng unmet needs directly connects to the one of the core steps in opportunity recognition. Okay? Yung tinatawag natin na evaluation of emerging needs and gaps. Okay? Kapag may nakikita tayong changes, kapag may nakikita tayong ah pagbabago, no, sa technology, sa consumer behavior, sa trends, no, madalas nagdudulot ito ng gaps in the market, no? Um, Lexi, pwede mo bang i-rotate yung camera mo? Medyo sumasakit yung leeg ko, nakatabingi ka kasi. Ayan, no? So, yun na nga, no? Kapag may mga nakikita tayo mga changes sa technology, sa consumer behavior, sa trends, na nagbibigay ng gap sa market, meaning may mga bago nang hinahanap yung customers. No, may mga expectations na hindi na kayang ibigay nung old solutions or existing solutions. Or may mga pangangailangan na possible lumilitaw dahil may mga nagbago nga, no? May mga nagbago sa society, may nagbago sa lifestyle or may nagbago sa technology, no? And as entrepreneurs, no, importante na ma-recognize natin yung gaps na yon. Importante na ma-evaluate natin kung gaano kalaki yung need ng customers, and importante na ma-check natin kung pwedeng maging business opportunity yung gaps na na-identify natin. And ang tanong lagi natin, may unmet need ba dito? And if yes, kaya ba nating i-offer ang better solution? No? And this evaluation is crucial because these gaps often represent high potential business opportunities. No, just like Food Panda, no, they saw a gap in convenience. No, yung Grab, they saw a gap in reliable transportation. No, yung Angkas, they saw a gap in fast way of commuting or an alternative way to travel, no? So lahat sila nagsimula na mayroon silang napansin na unmet needs at ginawa nila ng solution. And that's uh why, no, that's the second question that usually gives entrepreneur business opportunities. No, are there unmet needs that people are willing to pay for? Okay, so let's go with the third question, which is the third question, no, that we can consider in identifying an opportunity is how can I offer solutions to improve existing problems? No, so initially, kung naalala nyo pa, no, nung nag-start tayo ng discussions about entrepreneurship, we mentioned na kapag sinabi nating entrepreneurship, it's a concept of offering innovation, offering something new, no? Pero we also have to consider the fact na hindi sa lahat ng pagkakataon, kailangan mo mag-create ng completely new solution. No, because sometimes the opportunity lies in improving what already exists. Okay? And as an entrepreneurs don't always invent something brand new. No, madalas they innovate by making existing products or systems na mas better, mas faster, mas cheaper, more convenient, more accessible. Kung food products ang pag-uusapan natin, if as an entrepreneur, no, if you want to consider yourself as an entrepreneur in the food products, dapat you will offer something na new, something nakakaiba, something na hindi pa natitikman, na it's possible. Ganon, no? So kasi in reality, marami sa pinaka-successful na negosyo ngayon ay yung mga improved versions lang ng mga existing services. No, for example, pwede nating gawing example ulit yung ano no, yung ano nga yung nag-trending after pandemic, yung ano, yung grilled balot. 'Di ba? Who would have thought that the traditional balot na kinakain natin na minsan hindi na nga masyadong pinapansin kasi it's just a balot. Pero because, someone think of a new concept, someone think of ano pa yung pwedeng i-improve with the balot. Now, who would have thought na kapag yung balot is grenilled, nilagyan ng chili powder, it's something na magiging mainstream, it's something na magiging trending. No, so yun yung concept na yun, yung dinidescribe natin basically in entrepreneurship. No, kaya medyo excited ako kung ano yung i-offer ninyo sa ano natin, kung ano yung i-offer niyo sa booth ninyo, no? And I'll be looking forward to that. Okay? So yeah, why this question matters? Okay? Kasi class, tandaan nyo, hindi lahat ng existing solutions perfect. No, hindi lahat ng existing products or service na meron tayo ngayon perfect at hindi lahat ng consumers contented. No, lalo na meron tayong kasabihan no and business mantra basically that if you are on the business perspective, isipin mo lagi na yung mga customers hindi sila marunong makontento. They always crave for something new. They always crave for something more. No, and for entrepreneurs, it's a challenge for us na kailangan we keep on thinking ano pa ba yung mga pwede pang i-offer, ano pa yung mga pwede pang ibenta, ano pa yung mga pwedeng maibigay. No, because yun nga, customers are always changing their preferences. Customers are always changing their behavior, no? So, and yung example ng sinasabi ko na customers are not contented. Visible 'yan sa lahat ng mga mga applications na lang for example na ginagamit natin, no? Kung before existing yung traditional taxis na kung saan pwede naman tayong makontento na kung gusto nating mag-travel, ayaw nating mag-commute, pwede naman tayong mag-taxi. Pero dahil nga as customers, we have this natural tendency na hindi nga tayo marunong na makontento, no? And that gives an opportunity for Grab, no, to improve the experience, no, na because of Grab, you can track kung nasaan yung driver, there's transparency kung magkano yung totoong babayaran mo, and even convenience when it comes to payment options, no? So kung before, 'di ba, may mga traditional banks naman, no? Ang daming mga bangko nating option, may BDO, may Land Bank and a lot more. But because of yun nga, consumers has the tendency na we always crave for something new. It gives an opportunity for GCash for GCash to improve accessibility and convenience when it comes to our uh finances, no? Kung before, 'di ba, meron naman tayong mga traditional na mga shopping, no? Meron naman nandiyan yung mga mall, ang daming mga mall, halos lahat ng lugar may makikita kang mall, iba-ibang mall. But uh because of that idea that customers tend to always crave for more, na customers always uh or hindi nakokontento yung mga customers, they always need something new. Kaya it gives an opportunity for Shopee, for Lazada, and other e-commerce platforms for them to improve no the ease of buying and even the delivery logistics. No? So kung before may mga tutorial services, pero it also gives rise na magkaroon ng mga online tutoring platforms no that improve flexibility and improve reach no na ah, kahit mga Koreans, mga taga-Korea pwede mong maging estudyante sa tutorial services, no? So with those changing preferences of the customers, with those idea that the customers has the tendency na hindi marunong makontento, no? And since there are entrepreneurs who knows that idea, who knows that concept, kaya may mga entrepreneurs na nagsasucceed. No, and those entrepreneurs who succeed are those who offered better versions of what people were already using, no? So yung tanong, papaano ko ma-upgrade ang isang existing solutions? Kasi marami tayong mga pwedeng i-upgrade, no? Pwede sa technology, pwede sa customer experience, even pricing, it's also an upgrade. Delivery model, no? Even the speed, no? The convenience or the personalization, no? So, because when you improve something, you create real value. And value is what people pay for. Okay? And opportunity recognition doesn't stop at identifying problems or unmet needs. No, you also need to ask, ano pa ang pwedeng gawin? Or papaano ko gagawing mas innovative ang solution na meron na? Or solution na pwede pang i-offer, no? And ito yung stage where entrepreneurs must think outside the box. No, so I'm sure narinig niyo na yung idioms na yan, no, that we should always think outside the box. No, pag sinabi nating think outside the box as entrepreneurs, um we should always think of, creative, or meron tayo dapat ina-apply na tinatawag natin na creative problem solving. No, so creative, pag sinabi natin creative problem solving, it requires unang-una syempre imagination. No, imagination mo ang limit. I forget kung anong brand yun. Anyways, imagination, innovation, open-mindedness, no, and the willingness to challenge yung mga traditional methods. Kasi doon talaga nagsisimula yun eh. Na na willing kang no, willing kang dahil nga hindi tayo nakokontento or tayo kunwari sabihin natin tayong entrepreneurs, we're also consumers that we are willing to challenge the traditional methods. No, and of course, ang pinaka-importante, we should have the courage to try new approaches or to try new concepts. No? So it's about envisioning solutions na hindi pa existing or hindi pa ginagawa in that way, no? Or uh may potential na mag-address ng need basically, no? So dahil nga may mga entrepreneurs no na nag-iisip differently, kaya may mga products tayong may mga products tayong like Grab, no, like GCash, no, that existed because they were able to answer, no, or to consider this concept, no, na nandito sa slide natin. No, na may mga entrepreneurs that they think differently. Kaya may mga bago tayong product na nabibili, may mga bago tayong product na nagagamit, no? And when you ask this question, how can I improve existing problems or how can I improve existing products, no, or how can I improve existing services? You're not just looking at the problem, you're imagining new possibilities. And when you combine that mindset with creativity, then that's the time that you start to see opportunities na hindi nakikita ng iba or opportunities na nami-miss ng iba. Okay? And the last question, no, that allows businesses to offer innovative business ideas is what trends are shaping the future of industries? No? Wait lang. Okay, so bakit mahalaga ito, no? Itong question na to. Kasi in entrepreneurship, hindi ka pwedeng nakafocus lang sa present. Sakit na naman nalalaman ako. You also need to be aware of the future. No, kung paano nagbabago yung market, ano yung bagong behavior ng consumers, or ano yung pumapasok na bagong technologies at ano yung mga emerging trends na magiging big deal, no? Sabihin na natin in the next few years, in the next 5 years, in the next 4 years, no? Because the reality is, which is nabanggit ko na rin kanina, that yun nga, changes is everywhere, no? Industries evolve, markets evolve, customers evolve, customer preferences changes, customer behavior, no, even the customer lifestyle, no, yung kakayahan ng customer to buy products or services. At kung hindi ka sasabay dun sa mga changes na yon, siya basically mapag-iiwanan ka if you are on the business perspective. No, this is why understanding trends gives entrepreneurs yung tinatawag natin na competitive advantage. And why do trends matter? No, because of these trends, it helps entrepreneurs unang-una to see what's becoming popular. Pangalawa, what's losing relevance? Ano yung something na nawawala na? Or ano yung something na possible mas maging popular pa? Or what customers will want next. No? So with this new changes, with this new products, with these new services, dahil merong ganito, ano pa yung pwedeng maging need ng mga customers? No? And that's the same reason kung bakit even sa mga mobile phones na gamit natin, 'di ba? There's always an improvement, no? Kasi because of this trend for future industries, no? Kasi 'di ba, for example sa phone, it started from 5210, the antenna, naging 3210. And kung parang ililist natin lahat ng mga cellphones, we can see the difference nung nag-start siya. And we can see the difference ng mga kada improvements, kada enhancements because customers want more. Customers are not contented. Customers want more. And the reason why customers want more because yun nga, there are trends na nangyayari. There are trends na nagaganap, no? And markets is moving. And because of the changes as well, may mga gaps na na-open soon. And uh that's the reason kung bakit importante sa mga entrepreneurs to know the possible trends in the future kasi kung ikaw yung entrepreneur na napipredict mo kung ano pa yung mga pwedeng maging need or ano pa yung mga pwedeng ma-offer, if you're the one who initially offered that product or services, then basically ikaw yung magiging successful in that new product or service that you're going to offer, no? And you have to remember as well that pag sinabi nating trend, it's not simply yung dinidescribe natin na uso. No, a trend is, at pag sinabi nating trend, it's a direction of change. Kumbaga parang merong pattern, may data, no, na may growing movement. No, and entrepreneurs who understand trends are entrepreneurs that can position themselves ahead of the curve, ahead of the competitive landscape natin na tinatawag, no? Kasi pag sinabi nating trends, no, meron tayong mga trends in different industries. No, and kung titingnan natin or kung babalikan natin yung mga major trends lalo na dito sa Philippines, unang-una yung tinatawag natin na digitalization, no? Ngayon, no, nowadays many Filipinos are online, many Filipinos are using smartphones, many Filipinos are relying on digital services. No, kaya nag-boom yung yung mga e-commerce, nag-boom yung mga online banking, nag-boom yung mga virtual work, no? Nag-boom yung mga digital learning, no? Nag-boom yung mga online na services, mga online platforms. Okay? So after digitalization, meron tayong tinatawag na convenience economy, no? Pag sinabi natin convenience economy, yun nga katulad describe ko kanina. Oh, sorry. Ah, sorry. Common na sakit ko na to kapag tuloy-tuloy ako nagle-lecture, medyo nanunuyo yung aking lalamunan. So yeah, convenience economy, no, because yun nga, tulad din describe ko kanina, people ngayon, nowadays, no, tayo, or for sure kayo, mapapansin nyo rin naman yan, na as customer, mas prefer nyo yung fast, mas prefer nyo yung madali, mabilis, hassle-free, kumbaga. No, and because of this convenience economy, this gives rise to GrabFood, no, to Food Panda, yung mga same-day delivery logistics, yung mga subscription-based services, even mga online groceries, no, and even ito nga online classes, no. Pero dahil nga may mga changes, may mga trends, inform ko na kayo ngayon pa lang na one of the changes na mangyayari sa online classes natin, next sem, full face-to-face na tayo, no? So, sinong excited? Ayun, no? So, ah yun yung mga examples natin, no, ng mga trends. Ah, we can also consider the trends in sustainability and eco-friendly practices. No, kasi ngayon consumers they prefer yung mga reusable products. No, they prefer the environment friendly packaging. Yung mga they prefer yung mga ethical brands. No, and we can also consider that as trends in the industry. No, lalong-lalo na meron tayo ngayong mga AI and automation, no? And for sure na nakaka-relate kayo kasi because of this AI and automation, mas prepare nyo na mag-chat GPT. Mas prepare nyo na ano ba, ibang gamit yung Gemini, Perplexity, and other AI and automation tools. No, so kung tayo as users prefer na kumbaga parang mas prefer natin na gumamit ng AI, mas prefer natin na gumamit ng automation. Same thing on the business perspective. No, so businesses or yeah, businesses nowadays are also using mga chatbots. No, kung dati merong mga chat support agents ngayon nababawasan na because they are now relying with chatbots. No, they are now relying with data analytics, with automated processes. No, and they are using AI tools for content. Ginagamit na rin nila 'yon. For customer service, they're using AI tools. No? So that's one of the trends no that we should consider that in the business industry meron tayong mga trends talaga na paparating, and from those trends na meron ano yung pwede pang mangyari, ano pa yung mga pwede nating ma-offer, no? We can also consider the trends in remote work and hybrid work, no, and it becomes possible because of the technologies nga na meron tayo, no? So the remote work and hybrid work setups, no, so this because of this trend it created needs for yung mga ergonomic na mga furniture, no? Kasi siyempre nung lalo na nung pandemic, no, nung nauso yung mga remote work, yung mga hybrid work, sobrang tuwa ng mga nagbebenta ng mga ergonomic chair, no, ng mga ergonomic table kasi ano sila, may demand for that, no, and it's an opportunity for them, no? Because of the remote work and hybrid work, aside from the ergonomic furniture, um because of this trend, it created needs for mga productivity tools, no? Yung mga co-working spaces, yung mga home service na mga businesses, no? And why asking this question creates opportunity, no? Sir, bakit naman nakakapagbigay ng opportunity yung pagtanong ng question na to? What trends are shaping the future of industries? No? Kasi kapag nakita mo kung ano yung trend ngayon at kung saan papunta yung trend sa industry, you can identify unang-una what customers will need soon. Ano yung pwede pang kailanganin ng customer soon? Or what problems will emerge? Or what gaps will open up? Or what new markets will form? No? So ito yung tinatawag natin na future focus opportunity recognition. No, kaya importante yung question na what trends are shaping the future of industries. No, because it helps you as entrepreneurs, no, for you to predict ano yung mga possible pang potential opportunities before they become obvious to everyone else, bago pa siya mag-trending, no? And once you identify a trend and once you see a potential opportunity, no, hindi ibig sabihin automatic na good business idea na yan. No, dito pumapasok ngayon yung next na critical step, which is yung tinatawag natin na validation and market research. No, kasi kailangan nating i-validate, no? Pag sinabi nating i-validate, meaning kailangan kunin natin yung actual data. Kailangan i-analyze natin yung real demand. No, we need to check if the market will actually pay for it. Kung meron bang bibili ng ganitong i-offer. Or we have to test if the solution is feasible or possible. No? Kasi kahit trending yung isang bagay, hindi ibig sabihin na sure win na yan sa business. Now, for example, maraming nag-boom na, 'di ba, nung pandemic. During the pandemic, maraming nagtayo ng milk tea, no? Maraming nagtayo ng mga cloud kitchens. Maraming mga nagtayo ng online businesses, pero maraming nagsara after the pandemic kasi walang naging validation. No, and how to validate a trend-based opportunity. No, unang-una, meron tayong tinatawag na market research. No, pag sinabi nating market research, ito yung common na ginagawa ng mga businesses that they do surveys, nagpapa-survey sila, they do interviews, or they observe customer behavior, or they do competitor analysis, they do industry reports, or even they use social media data, no? And market research are important for no for businesses because it will help them to identify ano pa yung mga possible na needs ng mga customers. Ano pa yung mga possible na pwedeng new concept or new ideas na pwede pang ma-offer. No, and this helps answer the question or totoo bang may demand or feeling ko lang, no? Kasi kung kumbaga parang although meron tayong mga intuition na tinatawag or ang Tagalog ng intuition, hinala, tama ba? Hinala or duda. Kasi kung for example as an entrepreneur, parang manghuhula ka lang kung ano yung mga pwede pang trend or ano pa yung mga incoming trendings or ano pa yung mga possible na need ng mga mga customers kung wala kang basis, kung walang basis ng market research, conducting the survey, the interview, customer behavior, competitor analysis, wala, nanghuhula ka lang talaga and it's too risky. No? No, and aside from doing market research, no, may mga businesses na nagte-test sila ng mga small version of their idea. No, and pag sinabi nating small version of their idea, ito yung gumagawa sila ng prototype or gumagawa sila ng katulad ng ginagawa ng group ni na Dwayne ngayon, no? It's an example of doing prototype. Kasi baka mamaya meron pala silang kunwari magbebenta sila na ano ibebenta niyo, Dwayne? Walang sumasagot, walang nakikinig. Dwayne, Jack, Ian, sino pa yung nandun? Michael? Pag walang sumagot in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. O possible, yung product na i-offer nila ata is siomai, kunwari siomai, matcha siomai. Tapos ang matcha pala pag nilagay mo as siomai, nagiging lason, no? Because they are testing the idea if it's possible, it's feasible. Baka yun yung nangyari kaya hindi na sila nakasagot. Ayan, no? So, wala akong naririnig na signal sa kanila. Walang nag-open ng mic. Kasi wala rin naka-open ng cam. At walang any reaction from them. So, and doing businesses, it's normal, no? That aside from doing market research, yun nga, we're also doing small version. Wala na, Jack. You're too late na of version of your data. Sige, go. Sige, sagutin mo yung tanong ko.
Kaya ulit daw yung tanong.
Alam na.
Nagulat pa kami sa product.
Alam na namin. Ayun, no? So aside from doing the prototype, alam na guys, 'di ba? Okay. So aside from doing the prototype, meron din tayong tinatawag na MVP. Alam niyo kung ano yung MVP? Most valuable player. Narinig ko yung narinig ko kahit naka-off mic kayo. But pag sinabi nating MVP in entrepreneurship or in the business side, kasi 'di ba may prototype? We are describing that MVP as a minimum viable product. No, ito yung example din to ng ginagawa nila Jack ngayon na nagte-testing sila if that product will be possible or okay ba siya, masarap ba siya or hindi, no? Yun yung tinatawag natin na small version of your idea and a business before they actually uh check if that the idea is feasible aside from doing market research. The other way for us to check is yung ito nga gumagawa tayo ng mga small version of that idea through prototype, through MVP or minimum viable product, or minsan no may mga businesses na nagko-conduct sila ng mga soft launching na ino-offer muna nila for free and they would check the reviews or feedbacks. Kapag okay, then they're going to continue. Kapag hindi, ititigil na nila, no? Yung mga trial promo or yung mga small batch of products na for example magpapo-order ka pero limited lang kasi you wanted to check first, no? The feedback of the customers, no? So aside from doing market research or creating uh doing small version of the idea, meron din tayong tinatawag na analyzing feasibility. No, pag sinabi nating feasibility, kumbaga parang we are checking the possibility of the product. Kumbaga parang uh, possible ba? Kaya ba ng budget? May operational challenges ba? Or realistic ba in the Philippine market? No, because in doing business, hindi lang dapat maganda yung idea. No? Dapat kaya din siyang gawin at kaya siyang pagkakitaan. No? And in this concept, no, noticing trends is not enough. Kasi kahit gaano ka-exciting yung trend, kahit gaano ka-okay or kaganda yung trend, kailangan i-validate din muna natin. No, that's why opportunity recognition doesn't end in observation. It continues with market research and validation. And dito natin malalaman if the trend-based or nalalaman if the trend-based opportunity has real demand, no? And if the solution we want to offer is actually feasible, no? Uh, so that's the fourth question, no? And in entrepreneurship, wait lang, naulit ba? Naulit na. Yeah. In entrepreneurship, no, so after the entrepreneurs identify the different business opportunities, it doesn't end there. Na hindi porket may mga na-identify na may na-identify na kayong business opportunities, masasabi niyo na, okay na 'to. Hindi kayo si Mami Grace, charot. After opportunity identification, the next step that entrepreneurs take is they systematically search and evaluate if those business ideas they identified have real potential, no? Kasi we have to take note that successful business ventures don't just happen randomly, no? Not unless sobrang swerte mo talaga na successful na yung successful business ventures bago sila naging successful, dumaan muna sila sa mga careful na observation. Dumaan muna sila sa mga strategic thinking and even continuous refinement ng ideas. No, kung ikaw sobrang swerte mo talaga na hindi mo pinagdaanan 'yun, then sana all. Joke lang, no? So, identifying an opportunity is just the first step in building a successful business venture. No, kasi you have to remember, tandaan natin, no, that not every idea, no, that seems innovative or not all idea that seems promising, no? Hindi lahat ng possible na naiisip nating innovative ideas will necessarily lead us or lead that idea to be a viable business, no? Kapag sinabi nating viable, VIABLE, no, viable. Pag sinabi nating viable business, it is a business that has the potential to be successful or profitable and sustainable in the long term. Hindi yung pang mabilisan lang, no? Tulad ng for example, yung balik tayo sa sa grilled balot, no, 'di ba? It's something na hanggang sa trending lang. After trending, mawawala na siya. So it's not viable. Ano yung tawag dun sa binebenta ni Neneng D? Hotdog sandwich? Hotdog sandwich ba 'yon or something? Basta gano'n. Ano 'yan, sorry?
Hungarian
Angelique?
sausage po,
Ayun,
sir.
Hungarian sausage, no? So, sa simula, trending siya because, it's something na kakaiba, may something na bago, may something na maraming offer. Pero, yun nga, yun yung type ng business masasabi nating hindi viable because it's not sustainable in the long term, no? That's why, no, the next step after the opportunity recognition or after the opportunity identification, no, is itong tinatawag natin na opportunity evaluation. No, and it's important to avoid wasting your efforts, to avoid wasting your time, to avoid wasting your resources on something that is unfeasible or something that is unprofitable or unviable. No, that's why after we talk about how to identify opportunities. No, the next step is learning how to evaluate whether those opportunities are actually worth pursuing. No, marami kasing business ideas ang maganda on paper, on concept, pero kapag sinubukan mo ng execute, doon lumalabas na hindi pala siya feasible. Doon lalabas na hindi pala siya okay, na hindi pala siya magiging sustainable in the business. And in doing business, syempre mas prepare natin yung sustainable. Ibig sabihin yung magi-stay ng matagal. No, hindi yung pang ano lang, pang pang short time lang or pang trending era lang kumbaga, no? So papaano ba natin ma-evaluate or papaano natin ginagawa yung opportunity evaluation, no? So there are several factors no that help us to evaluate business opportunities, no? So the first one is itong tinatawag natin na feasibility, no? The first factor that you can see here on our slide. Can you please read what do we mean when we say feasibility, and after reading if maybe you can give us your understanding what feasibility means. Let's call on magtawag tayo sa ano, sa mga magkakasama. Let's call on Ian. Ian Lee. Parang wala talaga ni isa sa kanila ang nakikinig, no?
Sir, ako po. Ano po pa-repeat?
Ote mo? Joke lang. Sige, Dwayne. Sige, okay na. Alam ko lang nakikinig na kayo ngayon. Let's call on Patricia. Patricia?
Feasibility refers to the practicality of a business idea in terms of resources, skills, and capabilities. Yung visibility po, sir, like, kung kaya mo ba i-achieve yung business idea na gagawin mo. Like, ano po, parang minimeasure mo yung practical and successful if yung magiging successful ba yung project or yung mga plan mo for your business po.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, actually that's right, no? Pero elaborate natin. This first characteristic of a good business opportunity, no, which is the feasibility. When we say feasibility, ibig sabihin nito, or ang feasibility nanggaling siya sa word na possible. Okay? Ah, kaya siya tinawag na feasibility and it's the same sound with possibility, no? Kasi in this factor, we are asking or we are checking, kaya ba nating gawin ang business idea using the resources that we have right now? No, hindi ito tungkol kung sa kung ano kung exciting ba yung idea or sobrang kakaiba yung idea na meron ka or kung yung feeling lang natin nakikita yung idea. No, ang tanong dito, in feasibility, ay practical ba or achievable ba siya in real life? Or kaya ba siyang gawin on the actual, hindi hanggang business ideas lang, no? Because feasibility looks at your resources, your skills, and your even access to technology, no? Kasi syempre may mga ideas tayo that need ng ano no ng mga technology integration, no? Kaya we are also considering kung possible ba yung access to technology aside from the resources or the skills, no? Um, for example, kailangan muna nating tingnan kung available ba yung resources, may pera ba tayo to start? May tao ba to manage the operations? May suppliers ba for the materials na kailangan natin? No, kung yung idea mo ay sobrang mahal or kailangan ng equipment na hindi readily accessible, baka mahirapan tayong i-execute, no? So next is skills and expertise. No, kasi kahit gaano kaganda yung idea, kung wala tayong skills on how we can produce that or wala tayong skills to market or we don't have skills on the financial aspect or the technology integration, magkakaproblema tayo, no? Hindi ibig sabihin, kailangan ikaw mismo yung expert sa lahat. Pero dapat meron kang team, no? Meron kang partners or willingness to learn the skills needed. No, and finally, kino-consider din natin yung technological na access lalo na if the idea we are offering is with technology integration, no? Kasi lalo na pag technology talagang ito sobrang mahal, no? Then the business might not be viable at the moment, no? So overall, itong flexibility na to, sim it's just simply asking us, realistic ba yung idea? Realistic ba yung concept na meron ka for your business or achievable ba, no? Kaya ba natin with our current resources? Kaya ba natin with our skills or kaya ba with the available technology? No, because a good business opportunity is not just a good idea. It's a doable idea. Okay? That's why the first factor is feasibility. Okay? Let's go with the next one. Can you please read and can you please tell us your understanding of this factor? let's call on um Guevara.
Hi po, sir. Assessing if the... Doon ka muna, narinig ko. Assessing if there is sufficient demand for the proposed product or service. Based on my understanding, before we assess paper or anything else na physical for proposing, we have to think that if available in the public market or yung resources ng mga pagkukuha na natin is sufficient or enough sa demand. Kasi po ngayon, nagbabago-bago yung demand and iba-iba po yung availability niya kung nabibili ba siya or hindi. Ganun.
All right, thank you so much. Dito naman sa market demand, now one of the most important considerations in evaluating an opportunity is whether, tulad ng sinabi ni EJ, if there's a sufficient demand for the product or service. Okay? Kasi kahit gaano pa ka-innovative yung idea na naisip mo, no, even the most innovative ideas will fail if they do not address a real need in the market. No, kaya natin din i-describe tong factor na to as one of the most important factors to consider in opportunity evaluation. No, is because no matter how innovative or technologically advanced your ideas are, it will fail if it does not address a real or pressing need with the market or walang demand sa market, no? So sa pamamagitan nitong market demand na ito, na factor na ito, it determines whether people or consumers or customers are not only interested in a product or service but if they are also willing to pay for it, no? Kasi kung mag-offer tayo ng innovative ideas, na sabihin natin it's solving a certain problem but no one is willing to pay for it kasi walang demand for that. Bakit pa tayo papasok sa business industry? Kasi wala na nga demand eh. So sabihin na natin na sobrang ganda ng idea mo pero dahil nga walang demand, wala din. No, not unless you are starting up as a non-profit organization na i-offer mo siya not for the sake that you wanted to earn a profit. No? So in order for us to identify and to assess no this market demand, entrepreneurs must conduct thorough research to understand yung tinatawag natin na customer needs or customer behavior for us to understand the customer pain points and the customer preferences. No, and this helps entrepreneurs to validate their business ideas and para malaman or para ma-determine if that idea has the potential to succeed. No, kasi mahirap na kapag hindi porket na may naisip ka no, na sa tingin mo nga innovative, sa tingin mo something na bago, but without proper market validation, businesses risk investing their time, businesses risk investing their efforts or their resources into a product or service that people do not actually need or want, no? So paano ba or ano ba yung mga tools or methods na pwede nating gawin, no, in order for us to assess, in order for us to evaluate the market demand, no? So some businesses are using yung tinatawag natin na, yun na, nabanggit ko na to kanina, na the customer survey or interviews. No, na kung saan they directly engage with potential customers, no, to help entrepreneurs understand their pain points or to understand their expectations and even their willingness to pay for a solution, no? So through conducting a customer survey or an interview, no, entrepreneurs magkakaroon sila ng ano no or as entrepreneurs magkakaroon tayo ng quantitative data on consumer preferences para malaman natin if it has really a potential or not, no? If we will be using the other tool, no, which is yung interview, it will give us a deeper insights into user behavior and preferences for us to evaluate if there's a possible demand for what we are going to offer, no? So aside from customer surveys and interviews, no, the other tool that entrepreneurs are doing is yung tinatawag natin na market trend analysis. No, medyo technical siya, but I'm just introducing with you, no, yung mga ginagamit natin ng mga tools. No, so dito naman sa market trend analysis, in market trend analysis, we are examining industry reports, or we are examining market research studies, and even consumer behavior data that can reveal whether there is a growing demand for a particular product or service that are about to offer. No, and meron mga available na mga tools in the internet na pwede nyong magamit that specifically used for uh business trends or business data, consumer data, no? You can check the Statistica. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, Statistica is one of the business report tool na ginagamit for businesses to identify the trends, the reports, no, the market research, no? So sir, paano naman ginagawa? How can we do the market trend analysis? No, so once again, the reason kung bakit kailangan muna nating i-analyze if there's a market trend or if there's a market demand for what we are going to offer, kasi we want to make sure na hindi nasasayang yung effort natin to develop something, to innovate something. Kasi kung for example, nag-effort na tayo, pero there's really no demand for that. And if that happens, your business venture will end up to be a failure. No, and yun yung ayaw nating mangyari as entrepreneurs, no? Especially if we are going to seek help ng mga investor, no, to fund for our prototype or to ask for funding requests, no? So the investors would also demand, or the investors would also want to check if there's really a demand in the market for the new product or new service that we want to offer before they give us the funding request na need natin from them, no? And paano natin mapuprove to them that the innovation, that the business idea, that the business concept that we want to offer in the market has really a demand, no? And that's through the details that we can gather from your market trend analysis, no? So itong market trend analysis na dinidescribe natin na to, um, this is a crucial process that helps technopreneurs for them to understand yung tinatawag natin na shifting consumer behavior or industry developments and even emerging trends or emerging opportunities. No? So by analyzing trends, entrepreneurs can anticipate yung market needs. No? Or we can also anticipate the technological advancement. We can anticipate the economic shift that will influence business success. No? So to conduct this market trend analysis, entrepreneurs should monitor industry reports and market data. No, kailangan magkaroon tayo ng insights about the possible market size, the possible consumer demand, and even the describe natin na industry forecast, no? And from this data that we can gather, we analyze those data to enable us, as businesses, to process yung mga large scale na mga market information, no, or to predict trends, no, and to make data-driven decisions, no? So ito yung usually na ginagawa ng mga businesses that wanted to still stay competitive para hindi sila mapag-iwanan, no? So by consistently analyzing the market trends, by consistently analyzing the market demands, entrepreneurs can make informed decisions that can help them to identify yung mga profitable opportunities, no, that can help them to identify yung mga innovative solutions that align, no, with future market needs, no? So ganun ka-importante itong market trend analysis na to, no? Itong identifying the market demand, no, because it plays as an important, or it plays a vital role, no, in checking or in assessing or in evaluating business opportunities, no, because it helps entrepreneurs for them to make, yun nga, data-driven decisions, and for them to anticipate ano yung mga possible na shift, ano yung, and for them to assess the potential success of their business ideas, no? So by understanding market trends, madedetermine natin kung yung product or yung service na i-offer natin will align with the demands nga, no? And the reason why uh businesses, no, are or market demand, or why entrepreneurs, rather, I think ko, the reason why entrepreneurs are doing this market demand analysis, because uh one of the benefits, no, na itutulong nitong market demand analysis na ito is uh, magkakaroon tayo ng ability no to identify if this opportunity that we are going to offer or this business concept that we are going to offer is really something na talagang may opportunity or baka mamaya wala palang opportunity, and if we were able to do this market demand, we can avoid declining no, we can avoid that declining possibility, or we can avoid the possible failure of us doing the business kasi hindi natin inalam kung may demand ba or wala, no? For example, pwede nating gawing example kunwari yung let's say businesses no that recognizes the shift toward e-commerce and digital payments early on, no, such as yung Shopee, yung Lazada, no, they successfully capitalize on changing the consumer behaviors. No, similarly, companies that failed to adapt to digital transformation, no, for example, kasi 'di ba dati uso yung mga traditional na mga bookstores or yung mga DVD rentals, no, and because of that changing consumer preferences, kung hindi nila na-detect na may mga bagong technologies or may mga dahil nga may mga consumer preferences. Kung for example, dati mahilig kang bumili ng DVD, 'di ba? Dati may business pa nga na DVD rental or nagbebenta ng mga DVD. But because of the demand, because of the changes in customer preferences, because of the technological advancement, yung mga customers ngayon hindi na prefer na bumili ng DVD. Mga consumers ngayon hindi na prefer na magrenta ng DVD. Mas prefer natin ngayon na manood sa Netflix. Mas prefer natin ngayon na manood sa digital. No, so if for example you're a business na nagstay ka as a DVD rental, nagstay ka as just selling DVDs, hindi ka nag-adapt dun sa market demand, hindi ka naging Netflix, basically, walang mangyayari sa business mo, you will end up bankrupt. No, and let's say for example, yun nga yung Netflix because they adapted to that demand. They adapted to the changing customer preferences. Up until now, they're still in the business because they were able to compete. No, because they know how to adjust with the customer demand, with the customer preferences. Now, so once again, market trend analysis no help businesses for them to evaluate the customer preferences, for them to evaluate the economic factors and even the technological disruptions. Now, so by monitoring data from industry reports, no, monitoring data and information from consumer behavior insights and competitor strategies, no, entrepreneurs can validate their business ideas. And once they were able to validate their business ideas, that's an opportunity for them to refine to their market approach, no? So itong market trend analysis na ito, it really helps with the opportunity evaluation, no? So entrepreneurs can improve their chances of long-term success and for them to make sure na uh yung business na ginagawa nila will still remain relevant despite of the evolving na market demand or despite of the evolving market preferences, no? So the other tool that we are using to evaluate the market demand is yung tinatawag natin ng mga pilot testing or even the prototyping na na-describe na rin natin kanina, no? So knowing the market demand is a critical first step in opportunity identification. And kailangan gawin ito ng mga entrepreneurs to validate if their ideas meet the consumer needs or the customer demands. Kasi syempre as a business, or yung business na nag-o-offer ng ano no ng new concept, ng new idea, and there's a strong demand, those are the business that is more likely to be sustainable and profitable in the long run, no? And after the market demand, no, the next factor for opportunity evaluation is yung tinatawag natin na competitive landscape, no, or differentiating from competitors. Can you please read? And can you please tell us your understanding of this factor? Let's hear it from Elise.
Competitive advantage, evaluating the presence of competitors and how differentiated your solution is from their scope. Para sa pagkakaintindi ko, sir, yung yung parang pag-observe din doon sa mga competitors po. Tapos, yung mga solution po ba nila is parang kumbaga sa'yo sir, ano yung difference nyo po na pwede mo pong i, ipang, ipanglaban dun sa pinaka-competitor mo?
All right, that's correct, no? And even if there is a market demand, no, entrepreneurs must also evaluate, no, itong tinatawag nga natin na competitive landscape. No, because the presence of many competitors, kasi syempre in doing business, it's normal na maraming kakompetensya, no? Kaya kahit yung ibang sections i-offer din yung mga products na sinabi nyo, it's fine kasi in business industry, it's normal for you to have competitors. Pagalingan na lang talaga, pagandahan na lang talaga ng magiging demand for that, no? Kasi yun nga, in the actual industry, no, the presence of many competitors na nag-o-offer ng similar solutions, ng similar products, ng similar service can make it difficult to establish a market demand. No, therefore, no, yung idea or an idea must be evaluated for its unique value proposition or yung tinatawag natin na UVP. No, kapag sinabi nating UVP or unique value proposition, kumbaga parang what makes your business idea stand out from existing solutions, no? So dito sa competitive landscape na ito or competitive advantage na ito, we need to identify sino-sino yung mga possible na it can be direct or indirect competitors. No, you need to research businesses that provide similar products and alternative solutions. And kailangan ma-evaluate mo kung yung mga strengths and weaknesses nila, and you have to understand where your competitors excel, and from that competitive analysis, yun yung tutulong sa inyo in order for you to develop your unique selling propositions or yung USPs. No? Kapag sinabi nating unique selling point proposition or unique selling points, ano yung unique or distinct benefits ang may offer mo na hindi pa na-offer ng competitors mo? At yung sagot doon sa tanong na yun, yun yung tinatawag natin na competitive advantage. Okay? Netflix again, for example. Now, when Netflix first entered the market, kailangan nila mag-compete, no, with Blockbuster and other traditional TV networks. However, dahil si Netflix is meron siyang unique selling point na siya lang yung nag-offer ng subscription-based na streaming model, which is through mobile devices. Kasi yung mga competitors niya, kailangan naka-TV ka. No? Ano nga yung tawag natin doon? Yung may TV ka na binabayaran mo para mapanood mo yung mga programs. Cable, no? Hindi katulad nung nag-start yung Netflix, yung mga competitors na yung mga cable in which you can only watch the movies or the channels if you're paying for the cable. And kapag sa TV mo lang siya magagamit. No, so the competitive advantage na inoffer ng Netflix is aside from it's a monthly subscription, it's a subscription-based streaming model, you can also watch through mobile devices, no? So they provided more convenience. They provided more cost-effective alternative, no? And because of that weaknesses na ng competitor ng Netflix, that what makes Netflix to disrupt the entertainment market, and that's the reason kung bakit naging dominant business in movie streaming industry yung Netflix, no, na ngayon medyo naiitsapwera na yung mga cable businesses, no? So yun yung tinatawag natin na competitive advantage. Okay, and I believe this is the last one. Hindi pa pala, pangalawa sa huli ito, scalability. Now, pag sinabi natin scalability, the potential to grow and expansion, potential for growth and expansion. Can you please read um France? France? Oh, France, are you there? France, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Um, let's call on Princess Kate.
Good evening po, sir. Am I audible po?
Princess Kate.
Good evening po, sir. Am I audible po?
Siguro may problema ka sa audio. Sige. But you're acknowledged that you're there. Joanna. 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 Joanna, nandiyan ka ba? Joanna.
Scalability.
Okay.
Scalability. Determining if the opportunity has the potential to grow and expand over time. Pagkakaintindi ko po is yung kung yung business mo po is kung kung kaya po niyang lumago po tapos um tas kung what hindi naman po sa certain parang kung ano siya kung may ability po siya um na mag-expand po or like mara- like makaano po ng maraming branches po ng business po ayun.
Okay. That's actually correct, no? Kasi nasa description talaga siya, no? But kaya to elaborate more, pag sinabi nating scalable or scalability, no, dinidescribe natin ang business na of course scalable or scalable business. And kapag sinabi nating scalable business is a business that can grow and expand its operations without a proportional increase in costs. No, so this means that as demand rises, the business can serve more customers. The business can enter new markets or the business can offer additional products or services efficiently. No, because a business na merong lack of scalability can limit a business long-term success. No, even if it appears profitable in the short term, but in other terms, no, kapag sinabi nating scalable, hindi siya yung pang short term lang. No, kasi 'di ba sabi natin there's always a continuous improvements or there's a continuous advancements. No, kaya na yung business kaya niyang sumabay. No, na kaya niya mag-innovate para makasunod siya dun sa patuloy na nagbabagong demands, na patuloy na nagbabagong need for innovations. No, nagkakaroon siya ng innovative na growth, no? Kasi kung ang business idea mo is something that is scalable, merong long-term scalability, it also means long-term profitability, no? So yun yung dinidescribe natin na scalability. And scalability is kapatid niya or kakambal niya yung next factor which is the profitability. No, so syempre hindi natin madidescribe ang isang business na scalable if it's not profitable. Okay? Can you please read? Uh, France? Let's go back with France again. Are you there? France. Uh, Krish, Krisha? Krisha?
Hello po.
Yep. Go ahead.
Financial viability and potential for profit of the business.
Sige,
Yun sa
louder your question.
pagkakaano ko po, kung kumikita ba talaga yung negosyo mo kasi dapat mas malaki yung kinikita mo kaysa sa ginastos mo dun sa business mo.
Mhm. That's correct. So that's it. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow. Ay, joke lang. Yeah, profitability. That's correct. And this is a very important characteristic of a good business opportunity. No, kasi syempre, kahit gaano kaganda yung idea mo, kahit gaano ka-creative yung solution mo, kahit or yeah, kahit gaano kaganda, kahit gaano ka-creative, kung hindi naman siya kumikita or hindi siya magkakaroon ng decent or sustainable na profit, then it's not considered as a strong business opportunity. No, because we have to remember once again that entrepreneurship is not just about, solving problems. It's also about creating value and generating income para maging sustainable yung business. No? So when we talk about profitability, we're basically asking, kikita ba itong business na to? Or kumikita ba tong business na to? At kung kumikita man, enough ba yung earnings para masuportahan yung operations at magbigay ng returns sa entrepreneur? Baka kasi mamaya, sir, kumikita naman po. Pero, kapag tinanggal ba natin yung expenses mo sa operation, sa raw materials, may matitira pa rin. Kasi kung wala, kung mas malaki pa rin yung expenses mo, or sabihin na, wag pala natin gamitin yung kumikita, baka ma-confuse kayo. May bumibili naman po, may sales naman po. Pero kung may pumapasok ang pera, pero baka mamaya, yung nagagastos mo sa expenses mas malaki kaysa dun sa actual na earnings mo, then it's not profitable. No? Uh, Profitability means your business idea has a potential to generate more money, more than uh, yung cost niya to run the business. So, ibig sabihin, merong positive income, may cash flow, at may room for growth. No? And to understand profitability, kailangan muna nating tingnan yung revenue model. So, meron tayong tinatawag na revenue model. Paano ba kikita yung negosyo? Is it through sales, through subscriptions, through service fees, through commissions, or through repeat purchases? No? Kumbaga parang may malinaw ba na paraan kung paano papasok yung pera? No? So yun yung dinidescribe natin na yun yung dinidescribe natin na profitability. No? And aside from checking yung dinidescribe natin na revenue model, meron tayong tinatawag na cost structure. No? Kahit malaki yung potential revenue, kung sobrang laki din ng expenses, like for example, yung mga overhead, yung mga labor costs, yung mga production costs, marketing, and even baka may needs ka for equipments, no, baka wala ring matirang profit. Kaya mahalagang i-compute, no, yung ang expected income versus the expected expenses, no? So aside from cost structure, we also consider the market willingness to pay, na ilang beses na nating naulit kanina. No, kasi kahit may demand, kung ayaw or hindi kaya ng market magbayad ng price point mo, then the business becomes unprofitable. No, kaya dito pumapasok yung importance ng mga pricing strategy. No, dapat tama yung presyo, dapat competitive pero still sustainable, no? So that is the profitability. No? And kapag ang isang business merong profitability, means merong potential yung business for long-term gains. No, hindi lang pang short-term kumbaga. No, kasi maraming businesses ang sumikat during pandemic pero hindi nagtagal kasi seasonal lang yung demand. No, and a good business opportunity shows signs that it can continue in doing the business, that it can continue to earn even as the market evolves. No, so always remember, tandaan natin lagi that in doing business, no, profitability is not just about earning money today. It's about having a business model that can continue generating income consistently over time, no? Kaya kapag ini-evaluate natin kung good opportunity ba ang isang idea, profitability is always one of the biggest deciding factors, no? So evaluating an opportunity before pursuing it is sobrang critical, no, for entrepreneurs because it helps entrepreneurs to avoid wasted resources. No, it avoids entrepreneur uh to financial losses and even business failure. No, and by conducting feasibility studies, by conducting market research, by conducting competitive analysis, no, entrepreneurs can check or can assess or can evaluate the viability, can evaluate the profitability, can evaluate the growth potential of their business ideas. No, and kaya natin kailangan gawin itong opportunity evaluation na ito after opportunity identification because it will help us, no, as entrepreneurs for us to increase our chances of building a successful, not only successful, but a sustainable business. No? So, before jumping, kung for example, meron kayong business ideas, meron kayong business concept na sa tingin nyo it's sobrang ganda, sobrang okay, before jumping into the development, every entrepreneur should ask, is this opportunity truly viable? Is this opportunity truly scalable? Is it has the, or is this idea has the competitive advantage? It will be, is it something that is scalable or profitable? And if the answer is yes, then it's time for you to move forward with confidence and innovation that your business has the potential, or your business idea has an opportunity to succeed in the business industry. No? So before I end up, no, this discussion of this module 4, no, gusto ko lang iwan sa inyo that the mindset, no, behind everything we discuss, that entrepreneurship isn't just about having a business idea. No, it's about learning how to observe. It's about learning how to question and how to connect what you see in the real world to meaningful solutions in doing the business. No, because opportunities don't just appear out of nowhere. No, nakikita sila ng mga taong marunong magbasa ng mga changes, nakikita sila ng mga taong marunong mag-identify ng mga needs, ng mga patterns sa paligid nila. And once you identify an opportunity, yung next na challenge as an entrepreneur is to assess kung realistic bang gawin yung opportunity na yun, kung may potential ba, kung kaya bang dalhin ang negosyo in the long run or dalhin ang negosyo in the long run, no? So, take all those ideas with you, not just as academic concepts, but as tools that will help to sharpen your perspective, no, bilang mga future entrepreneurs. And I'm looking forward na merong mga magiging mga future entrepreneurs talaga sa inyo, no? That's why we're discussing, no, this or you have this kind of subject, no, in your curriculum. Okay? And dun sa module na binigay ko sa inyo, no, there's also a part there that discuss the steps in entrepreneurship, the different steps, and even the business model, even the 9 component or the components of the business model. So dahil medyo mahabang discussion pa yung topic na yon, kaya i-end ko muna dito sa opportunity identification, recognition, and evaluation. And sa Saturday, kasi nga dahil nga hindi ako available sa Saturday kasi may freshman orientation, and I'm one of the steering committee, so I'll serve, basically ako kasi nag-organize ng freshmen, so I'll be there. So hindi ko kayo mamimit ng Saturday, but I'll be sending my recorded lecture from recorded lecture ang kasi may subject akong may subject akong technopreneurship sa mga engineering naman to, engineering students. I have a discussion there for the steps in entrepreneurship. Kaya lang yung term na gamit ko doon is technopreneurship kasi more on techno related siya. Then I have the discussion for business model. Dalawang lecture siya na isa-send ko sa Saturday for you to just watch it asynchronously. Okay? Clear po ba tayo?